Hello everyone. It has been a while since I have been in this space and uploaded. I used to upload a lot more regularly here, especially quite a few years back. There also used to be a lot more videos up here, but to be honest, I've looked back on them, they were super cringy. I've taken them down. I just didn't want them up there anymore, so they're gone. And here we are, it's 2020. I'm in Byron Bay, Australia. It's the 3rd of March, and I've been feeling to start somewhat of a video diary for this year. Over the last few years, I've become a little bit more of a private person, not necessarily in like person-to-person situations or with friends or even group scenarios. I am a pretty open book, but when it comes to what I'm sharing in the social media space, I've been a little bit mindful with what I put out there, and also how much outward energy I have to constantly give and put online. So I haven't been sharing as much. I've still been sharing over on Instagram and Instagram stories, but even there, there's some things that I just like to keep to me, and there's a lot of my life that I choose not to share. So I just share what I feel I want to, what I feel could be helpful or inspiring in some way, and that's really it. So for those of you who have been following along with my journey for a while, this will be a good chance to just update you on what I've been doing the last few years and what life is looking like now. And if you're new here and we're virtually meeting for the first time, then it'll be a good chance to get to know me a little bit more. So I thought I'd just share by saying that I've been in Byron Bay in Australia for the last year of my life. Before that, I was living in Peru. Before that, I lived on the Gold Coast, Australia, in a beautiful place called Tugun. If you've ever flown into Gold Coast Airport in Queensland, I lived right near there. So you'll know it. It's beautiful, pristine, crystal clear, white sandy beaches. It's an amazing place. But I'd been traveling to Peru since 2016, and to be honest, I kept returning, and I just didn't really want to be in Australia anymore. I missed Peru every time I came home. I wanted to be in the mountains. I kind of just wanted to pack up and move my life there. But there was many reasons why I couldn't at the time, and things I needed to sort out, and a process really, in the big scheme of things, just a process that I had to go through to be able to get to that point. And so in 2018, I made that move. I just decided I was going to do it. I did it with barely any money in my bank account. I don't even know, I look back and I'm like, I don't even really know how I did that, but I did. And I moved there. My plan was just indefinitely. I was planning to make a home there, live daily life there, like beyond just a month-long pilgrimage and journey to Peru. I wanted to just go and live there, like set up my life there and live a regular daily life in Peru. Regular. Life in Peru is definitely not quite regular, but I just mean really live life in a beyond being there for a journey or a holiday, if you want to call it that. So I did that, and in February, I'm not going to go into it here. It's one of those things that, again, I just want to keep a bit close right now. But there was a reason why I came home. There was something that kind of sent me back here. At first, I really resisted having to come back to Australia. I didn't feel that I was ready. I didn't feel that I wanted to be here. I didn't even know how to come back. It felt so expensive and so different to the life that I'd been living, and just wasn't in the plan. And so I resisted it for a while until something kind of shifted, and I actually had a beautiful friend of mine that gave me a place to land, to come back and allow me to land on my feet. And also support me and talk me through that process a little bit, to a point where I was like, okay, now I feel excited. I actually feel excited and feel a whole lot of abundant opportunity about returning to Australia. So in February last year, 2018, I returned home. 2018? No, 2019. 2019, I returned home and I landed in Byron Bay. And I'd never lived here before. As I said, I'd been living on the Gold Coast, and before that, like as a younger girl, I grew up in Brisbane. And this is the most at home I have ever felt in Australia in my life. And it's interesting because I was born not far from here, actually. So here I am in Australia. It's been one of the best things for me to be back here. In saying all of that, Peru was absolutely magical and incredible, and still also feels like a piece of home for me, and is somewhere I'm going to return to again and again for sure. But just at that time, you know, as much as I resisted it for a moment, it was also really necessary. As much as it wasn't in my plan, it's exactly what needed to happen at that time. So I found myself here for the last year, really enjoying this beautiful place. Byron Bay has been so incredibly kind to me. I've felt completely embraced by the land here and the people. And now I am getting ready to go to Bali. So I've got 2 weeks left here before I leave for Bali, and I'll be there for 2 months, and then I'll be returning back to Byron. And from there, I don't have solid plans, but I do plan to travel a lot more this year. Something for me in my life is that I really want to travel. I want to travel a lot more and see more of this earth. And so that's my plan. And something about traveling for me, you know, as I spend my last 2 weeks here, and we've got this beautiful weather right now, because for the last few months we went through months of fires, really intense fires, and then the fires turned into floods. So we went from, like, you know, ash in the water, smoky sky, to having flooding and lots of rain, and now it feels like everything's really cleared, and it's so beautiful out there. I'm looking out at the trees and the ocean right now, and it's just amazing here. It's really magical. It's one of the most beautiful places on the earth, really. And I can't believe that I can believe it, but I get to live here. It's pretty amazing and very special. So I have just been out really enjoying, like, the ocean in the morning and making some changes to my routine. Like, I've promised myself basically that on every sunny, warm day, before I open my laptop in the morning, I'm going to go down to my favorite little beach and enjoy the ocean while I can. And this is something that travel really brings, is that presence to a place, and really getting the most out of where you are and getting the most out of the moment. Because when you know that you're leaving, or you know that you're not going to be there for very long, you enjoy it more. You're more adventurous, you explore more, and that's something that travel reminds me of. And that's something we need to bring to our life, no matter the situation, because we don't know how long we're here for anyway. We don't ever really know what's going to happen in life, and we just take that for granted. And so it's something that needs to come into everyday life, but it's something that travel reminds me of, because as I'm leaving, I'm like, have I enjoyed this enough? Like, how can I squeeze the most out of this beautiful weather in this last 2 weeks before I leave and go to the next place? And then when I'm in the next place, how can I enjoy that to its absolute fullest? Because that's a big thing for me in life, is to get the most I possibly can out of this life, to live it to the fullest I can possibly live it to. So yeah, I feel like that's enough for now to catch you all up on, and maybe the next time you'll see me will probably be, maybe I'll do a video diary when I'm in Bali. Nothing fancy. I don't plan on doing really fancy travel vlogs. I don't even have the equipment to do that right now. My laptop is broken. I don't have the programs for it. I just want to make it easy and just share what I'm feeling to share. So yeah, I will see you when I see you next, from wherever I am, and much love. Mwah.